So, this is a real app running on my actual phone. I typed in 3 ingredients I had at home, hit generate, and an AI created a complete recipe for me in seconds with the ingredients, the steps, the cooking time, everything. And I built this without writing a single line of code. Now, if you watched my last video, you already know how to build apps using Stitch and Antigravity. And a lot of you tried it and it worked. But there was one thing that was honestly really annoying about that method. And that one thing is what this whole video is about fixing. So stay with me because by the end of this video, you're going to have a fully working AI-powered mobile app installed on your phone. And the process is genuinely different from anything I have shown before. Let's get into it. So in my last video, the process was design in Stitch, export a zip file, import it into Antigravity and build the app. Simple enough, right? But here's what nobody tells you. Every single time you want to update your design, you have to go back to Stitch, make the change, export the zip again, re-import it and start the whole thing over. Back and forth, every single time. And I kept thinking, why can't Antigravity just talk to Stitch directly? Why do I have to be the middleman? Turns out it can. And the thing that makes it possible is called MCP. And that's exactly what we're setting up today. What is MCP and why it matters? So MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. And basically what it does is it lets Antigravity connect to other tools directly and control them. So instead of you going to Stitch, designing something, exporting it and importing it manually, Antigravity can now do all of that by itself. So the stack for today is Stitch MCP for design, Antigravity for building, Flutter for packaging, and Gemini for the AI feature. All free, all from Google. Let's set them up. First thing we need is a Stitch API key. This is literally just a password that lets Antigravity access your Stitch account. Go to stitch.withgoogle.com and sign in with your Google account. Click your profile picture in the top right corner. Then click Stitch Settings. Scroll down and you'll see the API key section. Click Create Key. Copy it and save it somewhere safe. We're going to need it in about 30 seconds. And honestly, this whole step takes about 1 minute. Now the step 2. Installing Stitch MCP in Antigravity. Now open Antigravity on your computer. If you don't have it yet, the link is in the description. Download it and come back. Once you are in, click the 3 dots at the top. Go to MCP servers. Search for Stitch. You will see it appear. Click Install. When it asks for your API key, paste in the one we just copied from Stitch. And look at that. Stitch MCP is now connected and active. And this is actually the moment where everything changes compared to my last video. Because now Antigravity has direct access to your Stitch account. It can create projects, generate screens, fetch designs, all by itself. You don't have to touch Stitch at all. No more manual exporting. No more back and forth. Your agent handles everything. Step 3. Install Stitch Skills. Okay, now this next step, a lot of people skip it because it sounds optional. Please don't skip it. We need to install the Stitch skills. So think of skills like extra training you give Antigravity. Right now it knows Stitch exists, but with skills, it knows exactly how to use Stitch properly, how to create multi-screen app flows, how to maintain consistent design, and most importantly, how to use the Stitch loop skill, which is the thing that builds our entire app from literally one prompt. So in the Antigravity chat, paste this. Install the Google Stitch skills from GitHub so I can use the Stitch loop skill to build multi-screen apps. Now watch what it does. It reads the skill documentation, finds the GitHub repo, runs the install command, and you can literally watch it installing skills one by one. When it finishes, you will see a confirmation table. You might also see 2 failures for Eve and prompt script agents, completely normal. Those 2 just don't support global skills. Antigravity is fully set up and that is all we care about. Step 4. Install Flutter MCP. Last setup step. I promise this is the last one. Go back to MCP servers in Antigravity. This time, search for Dart. Now, Flutter is what converts your app designs into real native code that runs on your phone. And Dart is the programming language Flutter uses. But honestly, you don't need to know any of that. Just know that without this step, you get a web app. With this step, you get a real Android app. Click Install on the Dart MCP server. Okay, and I want to show you this because this happened to me and I genuinely panicked for a second. You might see an error saying Flutter was not found in its path. Sounds scary. It is not scary at all. Just paste this into the chat. Just type fix this and it just fixed itself. Antigravity went and found the Flutter installation, updated the path, done. And run command to install Flutter also. Restart Antigravity and you will see Flutter MCP confirmed with 24 actions available. Build the PK, hot reload, hot restart, all of it. And that is the complete setup. Stitch MCP connected, Stitch skills installed, Flutter MCP active. Now let's actually build something. Step 5. Build CookSmart. The app we are building today is called CookSmart. It is an AI recipe generator. You add the ingredients you have at home, hit generate recipe, and Gemini creates a complete recipe for you instantly. 4 screens, beautiful dark design, real AI feature, and we are starting with one single prompt. Paste this into Antigravity. Can you build me a 4-screen mobile app called CookSmart using the Stitch Loop skill? Screen 1 is the home screen with featured recipes, food categories, and a search bar. Screen 2 is the ingredient input screen, where the user types ingredients and hits Generate Recipe. Screen 3 is the recipe result screen with recipe name, ingredients list, step-by-step cooking instructions, and a save button. Screen 4 is the saved recipes grid. Dark background, warm orange and white accents, clean mobile design. Make sure navigation works between all screens. Now here is something really important to understand at this stage. Antigravity is not building the Flutter app yet. What it is doing right now is using the Stitch Loop skill to connect directly to Stitch and generate all 4 UI screens automatically. You can literally watch it happening. First, it creates a design system, colors, typography, button styles. Then it generates the home screen, then the ingredient input screen, then the recipe result screen, and finally the saved recipes grid. And look at the project folder. You can see the HTML files that were generated: home screen, ingredient input, recipe results, saved recipes, all created automatically. And if you go to your Stitch account right now, there they are, 4 complete design screens sitting inside your Stitch project, generated by your agent, without you going to Stitch at all. This is honestly one of those moments where you just stop and think, wait, this is actually insane. Now let's convert these designs into a real Flutter application. Paste this second prompt. Hey, can you take these mobile app designs and turn them into a working Flutter application? Make sure that the navigation works between screens and it matches the design exactly. Then run it locally so that I can test it. Now this is where Flutter comes in. Antigravity takes those HTML design screens and converts them into a complete Flutter application. Real Dart files, real project structure, real navigation. You can see it creating the files: main.dart, home screen, ingredient input, recipe results, saved recipes. All proper Flutter code. Depending on your computer, this might take a few minutes. Mine paused twice in the middle. If that happens, just type continue in the chat and it picks right back up. And there it is. CookSmart running as a real Flutter application. In iPhone 14 Pro Max view, so you can see exactly how it looks on a real phone. Look at this home screen. CookSmart logo with the chef icon in orange at the top. Chef's pick section with a featured recipe and real food photo. Categories below: all, breakfast, vegan, quick, desserts. And featured recipes with cooking times and difficulty levels. Let me navigate to the ingredients screen. I can type ingredients and they appear as chips I can remove. Quick add suggestions at the bottom: garlic, onion, tomato, avocado, chicken. And the saved recipes screen shows a clean empty state when there are no recipes saved yet. Navigation between all 4 screens is working perfectly. Now let's add the AI feature. Step 6. Add Gemini AI feature. So right now the generate recipe button exists, but it is not connected to anything. Let's connect it to Gemini so it actually generates real recipes based on whatever ingredients the user adds. First, go to aistudio.google.com/API key. Sign in with your Google account. Look for the key icon at the bottom left of the sidebar, or just type that URL directly. Click Create API key. Copy it. Now paste this into Antigravity. Connect the Generate Recipe button to the Gemini API. When the user adds ingredients and hits Generate Recipe, call Gemini and generate a real unique recipe based on those specific ingredients. Show the AI-generated recipe name, full ingredients list with quantities, numbered step-by-step cooking instructions, cooking time, and servings on the recipe results screen. Here is my Gemini API key. Paste your key here. Handle the loading state while generating and show a friendly error message if it fails. Now here is something I want to be really honest with you about, because this confused me when I was building this. When you test the Generate Recipe button in the browser preview, you might see an error that says, "Failed to generate recipe. Please try again." And my first reaction was, something is broken. Did I mess up the API key? Did I do something wrong? The answer is no, you did nothing wrong. This error only happens in the browser because browsers have strict security rules called CORS that block direct API calls to external services like Gemini. It is a browser limitation, not a code problem. When you install this as a real APK on your Android phone, that error completely disappears. Android doesn't have those browser restrictions. So don't panic if you see it in the browser. Just keep moving. Step 7. Prepare for Android Studio. Now let's get CookSmart onto a real phone. Paste this into Antigravity. Prepare the CookSmart Flutter project folder so it is ready to open in Android Studio and build as an Android APK. Make sure all dependencies are configured. The Gemini API integration is included, and the project structure is clean and ready to build. Antigravity will organize everything: dependencies, Gradle configuration, project structure, all ready for Android Studio to pick up. When it is done, open Android Studio on your computer. If you don't have it, it is completely free to download from developer.android.com/studio. Link is in the description. Click Open. Navigate to your CookSmart project folder. Select it and open. Now Android Studio will start syncing. This takes a couple of minutes the first time because it downloads the build tools it needs. Just let it run. You will see the progress bar at the bottom of the screen. And if you see any errors in the sync, do not close Android Studio. Copy the error message. Go back to Antigravity, paste it in the chat. Antigravity will tell you exactly how to fix it. When the sync finishes, go to the top menu. Click Build. Then Build Bundles/APKs. Then Build APKs. Android Studio is now compiling and packaging CookSmart into a real Android APK. This usually takes 2 to 3 minutes. And there it is. Build successful. Click the locate link in that pop-up and it will show you exactly where the APK file is saved on your computer. Step 8. Install on phone and test. Now send this APK to your Android phone. The easiest way is to email it to yourself or send it on WhatsApp. Whatever works for you. On my phone, I opened the file and got the install prompt. If it asks you to enable install from unknown sources, just tap allow. Then tap install. And there it is. CookSmart on my actual phone as a real installed app. Look at this. The dark theme looks incredible on mobile. The orange accents pop. Everything is smooth and responsive, exactly like a real app. Let me test the AI feature now, because this is the moment I was waiting for the whole time. I'm going to add chicken, garlic, lemon, olive oil. Hit generate recipe. And it is working. No course error, no failed message, just Gemini doing its thing. Lemon garlic chicken with the full ingredient list and quantities. Numbered cooking steps, cooking time, servings, everything. Let me save this recipe and show you the save screen. And there it is saved. The saved recipe screen now shows CookSmart working end to end. Add ingredients, generate with AI, save your favorites. This is a complete working app. Step 9. How to upload to Play Store. Now before we talk about publishing, one important thing. When you are ready to actually submit to the stores, don't use the APK file we just built. Instead, go back to Android Studio and build an app bundle. Now let me show you exactly how to upload this to both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store when you are ready. Now let me quickly show you how to upload this to both stores when you are ready. For the Google Play Store, go to play.google.com/console, create your app, fill in the basic details, upload your APK, add your screenshots and description, and submit for review. The developer account is a one-time fee of just $25. For the Apple App Store, go to appstoreconnect.apple.com, create a new app, fill in your app details, upload your build, and submit for review. The Apple developer account is $99 per year. For both stores, you will need a privacy policy. I have left a free privacy policy generator link in the description. It takes 2 minutes. I will leave the direct links to both developer accounts in the description below so you can get started immediately.